100-plus assists. You saw the little flare screen. It looks simple as could be, but she put it right on time, right on the shooter's pocket. So those are the little things that as coaches and as players you really tend to notice, and you hope those at home really, really can appreciate what Nevaeh Tot brings to the table.
Sahara Williams out of Waterloo, Iowa, West High School, already has won gold with Team USA at the 2022 3-on-3 World Cup. Coaches and everybody around that program just loved what she provided. And she's made an impact already. She's got all 6 points in this one.
She's not wasting any time, Chad.
This is Machenbacher, junior from Moorhead, Minnesota. She's a transfer from MSU Moorhead, in fact. Low post position for Jayla Burgess, and she picks up a foul against Peyton Verhulst.
Well, this will be the thing, because Burgess is, 6'2", active, turn face right there in the post, went left, came back to that left shoulder, and really is going to challenge Peyton Verhulst all night long. So it'll be a good challenge. And to finish that thought earlier about the difference between Peyton and also Sahara, Peyton is so skilled. Like, one of the things that I noticed watching him the other day, she can play multiple. I thought, 2, 3, 4, talking to Coach Baranczyk, she said, no. 1 through 5.
Yeah.
She can play point guard if need be. So we'll be able to see a little bit of that tonight, Chad.
Jayla Burgess here, junior from Tulsa Union High School, 4th year at West Texas A&M. She was on the Elite 8 team that they had 2 seasons ago. That rims in and out for Verhulst. Williams picks up the rebound. Van triggers this 3. And that one's off the mark. Bounding out of bounds. Sooners pulling the trigger from downtown, but that is to be expected. They've already taken 5 threes and have made 1.
Well, that's their bread and butter. They attempted 25 a game last year. And funny thing is that was only 2nd in the Big 12. So who would shoot more than that, Chad?
Maybe Oklahoma State. And the Sooners have a former Oklahoma State player out there starting tonight that is going to be a big part of things, and that's Lexi Keys.
Lexi Keys is kind of that coach on the floor type, just has a great feel for the game, and you can tell she's got about 90 games under her belt by the way she plays.
Shot clock about to expire here on the Lady Buffs, and not before Tot picks up a Sooner turnover. Oh, little hesitation, and finds Verhulst for the easy lay-in.
My college coach would be smiling right now, Chad. Jump stop right there at the foul line, simple bounce pass, fundamental basketball, making it look easy, Nevaeh Tot.
Williams, another 3 on the way, no, and it's down into the arms of Bella Ringenberg. Here comes Kyla Kane. This 3 from Machenbacher, off the mark, and Sahara Williams with another rebound.
Well, Machenbacher is going to be aggressive all night long because that's how she plays.
Williams forces her way to the foul line.
Speaking on aggressive.
Jenny Baranczyk in her 3rd season as head coach at Oklahoma, sharing the Big 12 title last year, the first for the Sooners since 2009. Get some mass substitutions in and out.
Well, it's something to keep an eye on, Chad, because the way that the Sooners started, that's their small lineup. That's kind of their small ball, and that's the thing that we talked about, that buffet. You have a lot to choose from, a lot of different things to work with, and now they're going a little bigger, bringing Landry Allen in, and you also look at your point guard. You have 2 point guards. Really, you start with 2 because Lexi Keys is like a point guard, and Raina Scott comes in, and she can play it on the ball, off the ball, same way.
So the early subs here, 10-1 Sooners. Little ball screen there for Alvarez, all the way to the bucket for the first field goal for the Lady Buffs tonight.
That's something that Coach Baranczyk will not be excited about.
There's Keys in and out with that 3. Williams another rebound. Beautiful little dump down for Van, but no. And Keys able to tip that rebound over to Williams. Inside the post opportunity, and Landry Allen is able to convert. This is a player who's made extremely big growth in the last month.
I mean, that was a clean, like that right shoulder turnaround jump shot, and you can tell she's been spending time in the gym working on it. And Coach couldn't say enough about how much her game has grown from June when they got here in the summer to today. You can see it right there.
That is 6 rebounds already for Sahara Williams, and Raina Scott drops home 2.
Raina Scott plays with such pace and poise for a sophomore, and sometimes she gets a little high risk, high reward, but you know what? People that see the floor, they tend to do that because the game comes easy to them.
Well, foul line bank shot good by Grace Alvarez. She had 12 points and 5 assists in that exhibition contest last Wednesday at Arizona. Actually played Arizona to a 2-point game in the second half of that game. So much better for West Texas A&M in the second half of that exhibition.
Yes, they did. That's a good call, Chad.
Holly Stadler, that shot was impacted certainly by the height of Landry Allen. And Skylar Vann trying to run the floor. Raina Scott a little too far ahead.
Oh, some of that high risk we were talking about right there.
No reward.
High risk, no reward. But, you know, I always say sometimes players that have that feel and pass the ball as well as Raina does, you try things sometime, and that doesn't necessarily make Coach Moranchek excited.
There's Josh Brock, third season as head coach at West Texas A&M. They went to the Division II tournament last season and all the way to the Elite Eight in his first season. He is a former OU graduate assistant under Kelvin Sampson. The Sooner men back in the day. Had some great stories about Kelvin, and I think we've even been able to track down some pictures of when Josh Brock was on staff for Kelvin Sampson.
I've known Coach Brock a long time. He might even have hair on those pictures that they dig up. We'll have to check that out.
Wow, that was an early shot at Coach Brock. Foul inside is going to take us to our first break.
Just compete and play hard for 40 minutes. You might be playing different positions. You might be in with different lineups. No matter what, when you're in there, just play hard and compete. That's what she wanted to see.
And she said it could look different every night. May not be identical, and that's hard if you're a creature of habit, because that's one thing that you knew with Maddie Williams, Ani Anusa, and Taylor Robertson. You knew what you would get from them every night. That's still a work in progress with this group.
Very true, Chad. I mean, every game had the exact same lineup for the Sooners last year, and Coach talked about that maybe being a little different this year.
Foul inside, and to the free throw line will be Gloria Forna, junior from Fort Worth, Nolan Catholic High School. She's a transfer from Central Arkansas. We'll see, sitting right there at the front of the bench is Liz Scott. Liz is not available for the Sooners tonight, but that's another one that was part of the starting lineup last 2 years. Liz sitting over there keeping the chart. Kirsten Johnson has checked in for the Sooners.
Speaking of, and again, look at this lineup right now. You have Kirsten Johnson and Landry Allen in. So the coach went from a small lineup to start to now this is the Twin Towers, a really bigger lineup.
Aubrey Jones has also entered the lineup. Top returning three-point shooter on this Sooner team. There's Allen reaching up over the top but missing, and Alvarez with the rebound for the Lady Buffs. She'll pull up and pop, and Alvarez strokes that one home, her second field goal. She's a UTEP transfer, spent 42 games there in 2 years.
It just, you know, handles the ball a whole lot. Had a lot of turnovers in that first game up at Arizona.
Well, Allen has found her niche early on in this game. She was the #2 player out of Oklahoma high schools a season ago.
Love that high release that Landry Allen has too. Tough to block that when she shoots that turnaround with that high release.
They Tot head up, exploring the floor. Allen trying to post inside. Kirsten Johnson directly to the bucket with her left hand, and she claims her own miss. Raina Scott slides in for the easy lay-in.
That was like a little skip to my Lou. One hand, never touched it with the left. Nice layup, made it look really easy there by Raina.
Raina's super talented player out of New York City, Nazareth High School. Got into 24 games a season ago as a true freshman. Long three off the back of the rim from Bree Bratton. Sooners not taking a breath. Look at Allen run the floor. Can't quite finish though. Got her own miss. Aubrey Jones the dish in to Kirsten Johnson, but it's poked away.
Tell you what, that was another just really nice pass by Nevaeh Tot, though. She is spoon feeding players out here tonight and making the game look very easy.
You mentioned she's the first since Morgan Hook to have back-to-back 100 assist seasons as a Sooner. And barring injury, she may double that this year.
You might be right, Chad.
Raina Scott sliding to the bucket. Johnson, no. Sooners all over the glass. They've out-rebounded the Lady Buffs 18-6 in the early going. Top for three. And she rings one home.
Well, you know what? She doesn't do it a lot, but at the same time, it's very deceptive. She shot almost 4 threes a game last year and shot it at 37%.
Yeah, she can make that shot. Jenny Baranczyk said Nevaeh Tot's just in a different space this year.
Well, you can see it. Like the words she mentioned were poise, command, experience. And, I mean, as an old point guard myself, Chad, right here, as Nevaeh tees that up, the game tends to slow down, like because your eyes. It's still, you're moving faster, the game's moving, but in your eyes and the way you see the game, it looks slow. And right now, the game is looking very slow and moving slow for Nevaeh Tot, and you can tell.
And very easy.
Just so easy. Is she sweating?
No. Tot remains out there. Keys is back in. Williams back in. And Verhulst back in for the Sooners.
That's that buffet line. You just keep them coming.
Kirsten Johnson rebounds the Forna missed free throw. Quick transition. Lob it over the top. Williams. Great job to seal off the defender and finish it.
I mean, a great shot by Sahara Williams, but an even better pass by Nevaeh Tot. Really, just spoon feeding is the word that keeps coming to mind.
4 assists for Nevaeh Tot and already 10 points for Sahara Williams.
And the old coach in me comes out right now, and it's kind of like a quarterback. Like, if you don't put any pressure on a quarterback, he'll eat you up, right? So the one thing we're going to look at, and I'm sure Coach Proc's talking about it right now, ball pressure on the perimeter. Sometimes that's the best post defense. It happens with the person guarding the passer. So if they don't get some ball pressure, Nevaeh might have 12 or 13 assists before half.
Jenny Baranczyk, you always ask coaches when the season begins or the first time you're talking, do you have a motto or a creed or a theme or something, a tagline, a hashtag for this season? She said, not really. We don't. But what has developed is blue collar with this team. The work ethic of all these players.
You're right. And that's kind of what she said. She said it's not really our mantra or whatever, but just work harder. And that was the word that kind of came to mind. And you know what? When you have a young group like this, they don't know any better. They just show up and they work every day.
Holly Statler gets shut down off her dribble. Gets a return pass. I think Keys got a hand on that from behind, and it's freed up into the arms of Sahara Williams. Tot whips it underneath. Verhulst reverses it up and in. A fist pump from head coach Jenny Baranczyk. She loves to see that.
Come on, Chad. Did you see? Hey, spoon feeding.
Spoon feeding, yes.
Big spoon, too, right now.
This is Kyla Kane circling to the rim. A blow by here from Stadler creates that opportunity, but Kane missed it. The follow no good by Thubak. If you give it up to Oklahoma, you will pay.
Oh, they will make you pay right here. And right here you see a little defense. Slap tap away there by Skylar. Nevaeh, head and eyes are up, and just simple basketball is a good thing.
Shot clock is at 10. Under a minute left here in the opening period that's seen the Sooners put up 27 points. Off the screen, Alvarez lines one up from deep. And Sahara Williams chases down already her 7th rebound. She's a one-player fast break at times when she rebounds.
She really is. I mean, she just plays so strong, so confident as a freshman.
Tried the back cut there. Keys' pass is tipped away. Stolen. That's the 3rd Sooner turnover. Shot clock is off here for the Lady Buffs. Kane had it knocked away. Nevaeh Tot the steal.
Sooners could hold it for the last one, but what do you think, Chad?
Pull the trigger. And Sahara Williams a little off with that 3. Van trying to save it, but it's out of bounds. And the Lady Buffs will get the last look at it if they so choose. This is an 11-1 run put on by the Sooners.
Well, OU can put so many different pieces out there, and Lexi Keys is like another coach on the floor, which we just talked about, Nevaeh.
Final shot of the period from Grace Alvarez, no good, and it's all Oklahoma after 1. Sooners.
3 for 4 from the field, 4 offensive rebounds, 10 points. She's got a block. I mean, she's doing everything.
And the Sooners out to a very comfortable 18-point lead. Deep post position for Beatrice Culleton. She hits that turnaround, got a little friendly roll. And the Sooners lead by 20.
Beatrice does such a good job of ducking in and showing her numbers right there. right here. This is what OU was trying to do. Keep that ball on the side, trying to ice that side pick and roll. Was having some trouble on that left side of the floor early and seemed to fix it during the break between the quarters.
Shot clock down to 10 as Kyla Kane penetrates, tries to pitch that one out to Alvarez. Alvarez going to have to get a shot up here. Bubak from downtown. No. Nevaeh Tot. I mean, head up, looking down court.
I think Sahara stole that one. That was kind of a baseline drive corner dish right there. That's Nevaeh's telling her right now. She said, hey, that one wasn't to you.
That's so, and you love that about Nevaeh Tot. She's not afraid to step in and say, hey, just a little bit off, here's what we got to do next time.
And again, Sahara just kind of wasn't on the same page right there.
One of the few things to go wrong for the Sooners so far tonight. Hand in the face, but Alvarez still banks that one home over the top of Verhulst.
Alvarez playing with a lot of confidence right now.
Alvarez got experience at UTEP. She's out of Houston Heights High School, 5'8" junior. As Culleton couldn't finish and then committed the foul. A little frustration as she banged Grace Alvarez to the floor.
Yeah, that was a really good look right there by Peyton Verhulst, though. Just a great one on the slip. Culleton had a good slip to the basket. Great pass and just missed a bunny right there.
Yeah, Verhulst, that's one of the great skills, maybe even the best skill set that she has is her ability to pass.
She sees the floor. You know what she is? She plays a game and you think she's, like Coach said, she's like a guard. But then you look out there, she's getting rebounds and she's 6'1". So she just plays the game like a point guard, though.
Maschenbacher for West Texas A&M. Just a little screen and roll, pick and pop, and Ringenberg rings one down.
That was a really good pass, and by Maschenbacher, she's so aggressive with the basketball and a really good player.
Like that, Culleton over her right shoulder with her left hand and in.
That's just, that deep position that Beatrice worked so hard for, and she has a soft touch around that basket.
Beatrice Culleton was on the Big 12 all-freshman team last year, the first OU position-wise center since Courtney Paris to be on the Big 12 freshman team, at the center position, that is.
Tell you what, she had a good year, though.
That she did. Lexi Keys hits one from way downtown. 34-15 Sooners. Lexi Keys, that's certainly one of the things that she brings to the table from in-state rival Oklahoma State.
Well, she made 45 of those last year, and like I said, she's another point guard or combo guard on the floor and can just do it all.
Stop and pop two for Nevaeh Tot.
Speaking on point guards, they can do it all. Right on cue, Nevaeh Tot.
I mean, just looks so comfortable out there. And the game has slowed down for Nevaeh Tot. You can just tell. She gives up dribble penetration, though, to Grace Alvarez, who's having a good, solid first half.
Well, the Sooners are trying to ice that side pick and roll and trying to keep it on the side, but actually they emptied that side with the post player and didn't have help on the drive.
Keys cuts back door. Verhulst finds her for the reverse lay-in.
Easy, simple basketball. Using that screen, working for one another, working with one another. And Verhulst, like I said, can see over that defender. And, West Texas is going to really have to work at pressuring that passer.
Oklahoma averaged 21 assists per game last year. Second leading scoring team in the country. And they had 6 players with 50 assists or more, and that's the reason why right there. They run and they find. They're the 2 McDonald's All-Americans combining.
Just sharing it right now. Easy basketball, and this is an unselfish team. That's the one thing I noticed watching them on Saturday. They really share that basketball, and they like playing with one another, Chad.
Ringenberg has to give it up. Maschenbacher. Shot clock down to 8 for the Lady Buffs. Here's Kyla Kane, threw it into the backcourt. Nevaeh Tot will be the first to reach this. One-on-one against Alvarez. A little double clutch and the deuce for Nevaeh Tot. Timeout, West Texas A&M.
Sooners are bringing it, Chad, bringing it.
Nevaeh Tot of ops did a little bit of everything on that staff for Kelvin Sampson. Said they're still very close, text one another on a regular basis.
Told them to have a good time being back in Lloyd Noble tonight.
Lloyd Noble is under some construction these days. Locker rooms being worked on. They're going to be beautiful when they all get done. New video board on the south tunnel as you walk down to the floor as well. Kennedy Tucker runs the floor, but that's wiped away by Ringenberg. Lady Buffs transition the other way. Holly Stadler with the pull-up. In to scrape together the rebound is Ringenberg, and Kennedy Tucker comes out of the pack with it. Kennedy Tucker is one of those players that is going to find playing time, and one of the reasons is her defensive ability, Pooh.
Just plays so hard, been around as a veteran player, and you're right, she brings energy to the defensive end and really locks in, and also just tells you the energy level. She had 1.1 offensive rebounds a game last year in those 17 minutes that she played, and that's an effort stat, Chad.
Skylar Van's three is a little strong, and the rebound taken in by Forna. Forna posts the other way. Verhulst was able to get a hand on that ball.
That's a scouting report defensive play right there. Setting on that left shoulder, and Verhulst is a seasoned player.
Aubrey Jones, no. Sooners are struggling a bit from three-point range, but they have so many options that can knock it down from out there.
No question. I mean, you have Aubrey Jones shooting that three. I mean, she's a knockdown three-point shooter. You can live with that one.
Kane lost it, sliding along the baseline. Here's Aubrey Jones the other way. Whips that pass inside. Van's jump hook is good off the window.
You know what? Skylar does such a great job. You notice she probably jumped about phone book height off the floor, but she uses her body so well just to create those angles to get those shots off.
Just goes at it so hard, as Jenny Baranczyk said of Skylar Van. She dominates. You say they do all the little things. She dominates the little things.
And those
just do them.
Those equal big things. Those little things add up.
There's Verhulst with the rebound and the follow shot.
Just such a skilled player that brings so much to the table.
So Peyton Verhulst, the transfer from Louisville, she was on the ACC All-Freshman team on a club that went to the Final Four, and then last year 8 games before transferring to Oklahoma. So she was here by Christmas time to practice with her teammates. You see her cutting backdoor there.
And she just to watch her in person, she brings so much. And Coach talked about her being able to play all positions, and you can see it. I mean, we've only been watching for 17 minutes right now, 16 and a half, and she's shown us a little bit of everything.
3.5 minutes to play before halftime. Raina Scott with the steal. Just picked the pocket of Bree Bratton.
She's gotten away with that twice, reaching behind. And it's one of those things when you watch some video a little later in the year. I don't know if you're going to be getting away with that one, Raina, but do it while you can tonight.
She gives up the assist to Skylar Van. Sooners approaching a half 100 in this opening half. That will be out of bounds. Tip from behind by Thubak.
That's the second time that Raina Scott has picked the pocket, reaching behind there, and just unselfish basketball. And one of the things I noticed in the break, at that point, 13 assists on 17 made baskets, and that isn't dropping right now because they're still assisting right now as we speak.
Skylar Van turns around and scores. Her versatility, 6 points in the first half for the two-time Big 12 Sixth Player of the Year. 14-0 Sooner run now.
And just picking, like, you can be nitpicky and talk about a couple of box outs. Missed one right there, led to that reverse layup. But their first shot defense has been pretty good too, Chad. Now they just got to finish it with a box out.
Aubrey Jones lines up the three, and she hits that one. So Aubrey Jones, percentage-wise, the leading returning three-point shooter on this team, shot 41% a year ago.
And there's no wasted motion or movement. Those compact shooters like Aubrey, they make it look easy and effortless when they shoot those jumpers.
And a steal here by Kennedy Tucker through the passing lane, down the runway, and to the rim for Kennedy Tucker.
That's what she does. Kennedy Tucker just plays so hard on that defensive end and shot the gap right there and knew what to do with it when she got it down on that end of the floor.
Sooners have taken advantage of 11 West Texas A&M turnovers in this first half, building this 36-point lead. The Bach over the top of Allen and able to knock that one down.
That's one thing Thubak is going to keep playing hard.
Kennedy Tucker crashes hard to the deck. She will go to the foul line.
Well, Kennedy can, I mean, that's a great rip drive. Just caught it, took that rip, went straight to the basket, had her head down, and, you know, that's something that she can do. She can attack that glass and attack the paint off the bounce, and does it with reckless abandonment right there.
Kennedy Tucker is transferred from North Carolina. Spent her first 2 collegiate seasons there. This is her 3rd at OU. And 2 seasons ago, Sooners had some injuries late in the season in particular, and she started 24 games. Last year was valuable, 33 games coming off the bench. As you see, Skylar Vann headed over to get a breather. Sahara Williams back in there. Nevaeh Tott also back in.
Tell you what she is, though. Kennedy Tucker is just kind of that blue-collar worker. I mean, you want a Kennedy Tucker on every team that you play or coach. You want players like Kennedy because she just brings so much day in and day out. You know what you're getting.
You get into a game and somebody's just killing you on the offensive end. And you say, all right, get in there and stop that player. And Kennedy Tucker can be that type of player.
And you know what? No hesitation. She'll go right in and she'll work hard as can be while doing so.
Approaching a minute remaining in the first half. Sahara Williams gambling, trying to pick up a steal. Instead picks up a foul as she runs into Jayla Burgess.
I think that one of my favorite quotes from Coach Baranchek talking about Sahara, she says every day, like she'll do something and you'll go, man, she's a freshman. And then maybe something else, you'll go, oh, man, she is a freshman.
She's a freshman. Got to remember it. Backdoor cut. Layup short, though, by Kane. Here's Tott speeding the other way for the Sooners. Aubrey Jones triggers.
And even that pass right there by Nevaeh, Chad, that just looked as simple as can be, just like that one. That's just a seasoned point guard play.
Lots of pocket passes. That's become a new term in college basketball. Pocket pass. Get you right where you need it.
Put it right in that shooter's pocket. And you know what? As a shooter, which obviously the Sooners have plenty of those, Nevaeh just makes the game easier for you.
Aubrey Jones headed to the foul line here. Foul is on Thubak, her 2nd. Aubrey Jones, excellent foul shooter. 90+% a season ago. In fact, 92%. I know Big 12 teams are happy that her sister Ashley is now in the WNBA. But sister Kelsey now plays for the Cyclones.
Well, I thought that was funny talking to Coach Baranchek when she said, well, we had Taylor. So at the end of the game and someone was getting fouled. Right here as Burgess hits that jump hook. Tulsa Union grad. But, Coach, you also have Nevaeh shoots at 90% and Aubrey shoots at 92%. So guess what? You got some pretty good foul shooters to replace.
You've got options. Got options.
That buffet just keeps growing.
Bratton is off the mark with that one. Shot clock is off. It has not mattered tonight. And Nevaeh Tott, it looks like it's going to hold for the final look here in this first half. Pretty dominant performance for Jenny Baranchek Sooners in their lone exhibition contest. Lexi Keys, her 2nd triple of the opening half. Why not?
Just let it fly, Chad. Let it fly.
Sooners made 7 of their last 9. Have just about every situation imaginable to try to test.
And that's the thing when you have 11, 12 players that you can throw in, and it's not a big drop-off. Like she said, there are going to be certain nights where someone that probably played 20-some-odd minutes the night before may not play that 2 days later because one of those other players are going to step up, and that's a good problem to have as a coach sitting over there, Chad.
She said it is about today. And it will be a lot of times. Shot clock is at 15. Sooners with their original starting 5. West Texas A&M original 5 as well. Lexi Keys at 3. And she does more of that. This team is going to be hard to handle. That's 3 made threes for Keys.
Well, just rhythmed up, had her shoulders and feet squared, and a great inside out by Skylar Vann, though. Collapse the defense on that post feed, spray it outside, and Lexi Keys, you're right. If she starts banging those jumpers like that, man, look out.
Hit 5 threes in a game against Oklahoma as a sophomore, did Lexi Keys. So they knew she could shoot it. And asked Jenny Baranchek, did you know she would be this big of a part? She said yes, from day one. She has fit.
Well, look like that right there. She has feel. She just knows how to play basketball.
Right on key, there's the defense. Tot has the rebound. And Keys with another three.
Well, that was a good one more, too. You're going to hear us talk about that with Sahara. And I think you could hear Lexi say, hey, one more. And that was a good heads-up play by Sahara.
Verhulst lost her dribble in the backcourt. Keys comes to bail her out. Verhulst, that's two. Skylar Vann goes down and is still down. Very slow to get up at the end of this play, so they'll blow things to a halt. And Jenny Baranczyk, certainly great concern for Skylar Vann. Nice round of applause.
I didn't get to see. Looks like she might have took a shot, maybe had the wind knocked out of her. You can't really tell, but let's hope for the best over there with Skylar.
That's what it looks like. We'll get another look here, Pooh.
Yeah, those sting. I could be. I hope it is just the wind. It looks like her. Look how she's stretching and she's smiling. That's always a good sign.
Smiling through the pain over there is Skylar Vann. So yeah, good sign. As you said, she's replaced by Landry Allen for the time being. Loose ball out front. Kubak able to come away for West Texas A&M, and then that was a partial rugby scrum there. We had bodies all over the place.
That probably is a better way. I was thinking it looked kind of football-esque on a fumble, but I think the rugby scrum I like a little more, Chad.
There you see Skylar Vann just lost her breath.
Yeah, that doesn't feel good.
It's nice to be able to laugh about it later.
Well, she'll bounce back a lot quicker than you and I would, Chad.
Yes.
Though, she's young. She's young. Those youngsters tend to have a way of bouncing back a little quicker than us.
And Kelly Broomfield and Teresa Turner, two of our referees, sorting through exactly what the call's going to be. It'll be a foul. And I believe they got that on Nevaeh Tot. They did at first.
That's some emphasis when you dive on the pile there. They usually try to tag that player with that foul.
Alvarez no on the fall away. There's Verhulst with another rebound. She's got 5 rebounds and 8 points.
Great one more by Nevaeh.
Keys.
You know what was impressive about that transition break right there? Peyton Verhulst gets the rebound. She pushes. Nevaeh gets out and runs the wing, catches it. I mean, hot potato, that .5 we talk about, right to Lexi and splash.
In and out 3 by Alvarez this time. Be a reset here for the Lady Buffs. Kane with the penetration blocked. Rotation from the backside by Landry Allen to get the swat. Here's Keys again. Oh, she's delivering sweet music from three-point range. She is playing all the right keys.
Oh, Lexi Keys pushing the right keys. Release, man, it looks easy.
31% career three-point shooter during her 3 seasons at Oklahoma State. And now 5 of 7 in this exhibition contest in her first game in a Sooner uniform. Long 3 here by Kyla Kane is off the mark. Lady Buffs yet to make a 3 tonight.
Look at that pass.
Kirsten Johnson runs the floor, and just as Pooh alluded to, Peyton Verhulst. Beautiful drop in over the top.
And Kirsten, KJ can get out and she can run. I mean, she's like a gazelle out there sprinting in transition. And there's that point guard all the way to 5. Verhulst doing what she does.
She's as fast as anybody out there on the floor, anybody on either bench.
Oh, 1 through
end
5.
To end.
I would say Kirsten can get out there, and if we had a starter's pistol and shot it and she went from baseline to baseline, you're right. I don't know if anyone could beat her.
This is Bree Bratton, redshirt freshman out of Shallow Water, Texas. She made 3 threes in the exhibition against Arizona last week for the Lady Buffs. Shot clock under 5. And Bratton got the shot away, but it's blocked by Verhulst. There's Johnson ahead of the pack, easily laying that one in.
That is just getting out, doing it. And that's defense that created that easy basket. And it does just show you what Peyton Verhulst can do, though. Just sharing that ball and making those easy plays. They look very simple because she's such a skilled player.
He's got so many tools, does Verhulst. Bratton for three. And Kirsten Johnson came crashing up over the top of Ringenberg. So KJ picks up the foul.
Talking about Peyton, Chad, right here. First off, good defense, high hands on the closeout, tips it to herself, and just right now, that is the best thing, though. That pass was easy, and she made it extra easy on KJ, and Kirsten didn't have to bounce it, just ran right into that layup, and smart basketball by Peyton.
Verhulst tipped that inbounds pass and knocked it off of the inbound passer, Grace Alvarez.
Making some really good defensive plays with her hands. I mean, that is great coordination, and now we have a different, think about it. We've seen Nevaeh, we've seen Reyna, we've also seen Peyton Verhulst all play the point tonight, along with Lexi Keys for the Sooners.
Jenny Baranczyk said she's super excited to see Verhulst play under the lights, just to see what she looks like, but also because she hasn't played that much in the last year, just the 8 games before the Christmas break last year at Louisville. Well,
and we'll allude to this and talk about it here in a second, Chad, as Foreigner makes that nice step through on the up and under. But this is what happens, too, what Coach Baranczyk was talking about. You know it. I mean, when the lights come on and the popcorn's in the air and the cheerleaders over here, it's a little different than when you're in practice every day, kind of grinding and going at it. So some players respond differently, some for the better and some for the worse. So that's the difference when that thing starts going, and I can smell that popcorn upstairs.
Yeah, you could. You're a primetime guy.
Changes things. It changes.
Those lights come on, and you're like Beyonce and Lady Gaga. Primetime performer.
Prime time. Gaga, Beyonce. You got to throw the Swifties out there. Taylor Swift.
Sure, that's a big deal now. I thought we'd stay away from that for one night.
I don't think it's too early. Too early, Chad. It's still October.
Well, I'm telling you, it's Halloween. There are multiple people here tonight dressed up as the Swift Kelsey combination. Pooh. Just look around.
Oh, you're going to make me work now, Chad. I'm going to have to go. As Skylar swings that to Verhulst, I'm going to start looking for the Travis Kelsey, Taylor Swift combos.
Country, Pooh, they can put up points, and it looks like they may be in even higher gear this year. Is that possible?
They're just Coach Baranczyk's teams and how she coaches. They're just relentless offensively. They just come at you in waves, and I think the wave is even bigger this year because she has so many bodies, Chad.
Look at a shot to head the other way. You see what they have done, 84-83, one of 2 teams to average 80-plus, and they scored 90-plus 22 times.
Well, it must be in her blood because you saw her alma mater was the other team that scored a lot of points there, the Hawkeyes. So that must be something about that state. They like to score buckets, Chad.
That they do. And the Sooners have a couple of players from that state, including Sahara Williams from Waterloo.
And they can both get buckets, too, right on time. A lot of good hoops there in the state of Iowa, as well as the state of Oklahoma. So I can't talk. I gotta plug our state here. A couple of hoopers right here, Chad. Right, you and I. We got a couple of hoopers sitting here doing this game tonight.
That's right. Skylar Vann, an Oklahoma native, Edmond Deer Creek High School, and her dad, Bryant, who played for Coach Billy Tubbs for 2 seasons at Oklahoma as well.
Oh yeah, BV, Bryant Vann, and played some hoops right here in Lloyd Noble, just like his daughter.
Good deep post position that time for Gloria Forna to go up and over. She's a Central Arkansas transfer. Little give and go there. Culleton with the handoff to Vann, who goes to the deck and scraped out of there by Grace Alvarez.
Speaking of Skylar, she spent a lot of time on the wood right here tonight. So one of those nights.
Good to see her back in there. Had the wind knocked out of her a few moments ago.
I was just going to say the Sooners have done a good job on Matschenbacher because, you know, she's a first-team All-Lone Star Conference player and is relentless herself offensively. She has a quick first step and really attacks off the bounce, and OU's done a great job of keeping her out of that paint.
Hasn't scored tonight, and she'll make this trip to the foul line. Well, Carly Matschenbacher, transfer from MSU Morehead State, 3rd season at West Texas A&M, and as you said, first-team All-Lone Star Conference a year ago. Shot 34% from three-point range. She was also on the all-defensive team in the Lone Star Conference. Had 50 steals.
Well, the Sooners have done a great job of kind of building a wall and being compact and keeping her out of that paint, which is a good sign for OU. Because she is a solid player, really good player.
Lady Buffs picked 5th in the 16-team Lone Star Conference. Culleton gets the low dump down from Van and converts it.
She does a great job of creating angles, using her body right there, going over that left shoulder with the right hand. And we saw her earlier in the first half go left hand over the right shoulder. So just a skilled player.
The Bach is off the mark. There's Nevaeh Tot rebounding and running. Culleton couldn't quite handle that. It's her feet tangled up with the Bach as they hit the hardwood. Looks like none the worse for wear. Both all right.
Well, you know what, Chad? This is something that's very impressive by Beatrice Culleton. Like, right in transition, in the flow of transition, she starts to find that defender and put her body on him, which that's something that she's been doing. Like, a lot of players don't do that. They shy away from contact. She's probably been doing that her entire life, and she likes to do it and absorb that contact, and just something to keep an eye on. I was very impressed watching her in that transition play.
She had the Bach on her hip for about a fourth of the court. Van a little strong with that one. There's Keys ripping away a rebound. Sooners get a reset. Culleton deep post position and earns a foul against the Bach.
That is a battle going right there. The Bach is a 6'4" post player down there with big wingspan, and Beatrice obviously at 6'3" knows how to use her body, and we got a nice battle going there. One of the things I was going to say, the Sooners are doing a really good job, though, of that ball not sticking. Like, that ball got skipped. It went from the first side to the second side, back to the third side of the floor. And kind of my 0.5 from the Spurs I like to talk about. I mean, it might have been a couple of them had it maybe a little longer than that 0.5. You have 0.5 seconds to dribble, pass, or shoot. And that's Greg Popovich's thing with the Spurs. And we saw a little bit of that there. It might have stuck a little bit on one side, but for the most part, it was some San Antonio 0.5 going on there, Chad.
I think that's one way to earn yourself some time watching is not moving the basketball on this Jenny Baranczyk team.
I'm just such a unselfish group.
We approach 2 minutes remaining in the third of this exhibition contest. Holly Stadler lines up a three, and there's Beatrice Culleton pulling down the rebound. Sooners 44-26 in the rebound category, and Williams runs the floor, lays it in. Lexi Keys now steals the inbound pass, and Sahara Williams couldn't finish.
She had a big smile on her face right there, though. She almost had the back-to-backs.
Reverse lay-in, no, for Forna. Forna going to go to the foul line. I think Culleton got her. Watch Lexi Keys on this inbound pass.
This is a feel for basketball right here, though. This looks like a defensive back right there, Chad. Goes up and gets it, and just as you said, sharing the ball, got rid of it. If I had $1 for every time I heard Coach Tubby Smith say that, pass it. Like, once you get a steal, he always wants to get it out of your hands as quick as you can, and Lexi looked like she heard Coach Tubby Smith's voice ringing in her ears right there as quick as she gave that pass up.
So Keys, who's hit the threes tonight, defensive end, she gets it done there. That was maybe the first thing that caught Jenny Baranczyk's eyes, just her consistency on the defensive end.
Just has a feel for the game of basketball. I mean, you watch her play, and you can tell, like, it doesn't take long to figure out who has a feel for the game.
A little over the top on that pass. High-low dump down.
And, I always say this too, Chad. Like, there's no drill for feel. Like, and it didn't mean to rap and get my rhyme going there, but
you're right, though.
You don't have a drill to teach someone how to have a feel for basketball. You can work on their footwork, their handle, their shot, but feel, it just comes with playing the game.
Look at Johnson run the floor once again. She was even a little off balance and still finished that.
Oh, she's so fast. She is such an athlete, has great timing, impeccable defender. Look at switching right here, switching out on the point guard. And guess what? She can stay in front of that point guard because she's such a defender and so fast.
That three is the first of the night for the Lady Bucks. It comes from Bree Bratton. And they take a quick timeout. Let's look at Kirsten Johnson. End to end. And the
Coach Moser has a lot of those same traits when you watch him coach his group too.
51-point lead for the Sooners. Lexi Keys has drilled 3 threes in this second half. That one just skimmed off the hands.
I tell you what, obviously it went out of bounds, but did you see a left hand off the bounce push pass that wasn't too far off the mark either, by the way? Just, again, we talked feel for the game of basketball.
Look at that fall away by Grace Alvarez.
That was deep, and Grace Alvarez is playing very confident tonight, and that's a good sign for Coach Josh Brock, and looking for his folks over there. He said his family was here. His parents live up in Edmond, so I'm sure they were clapping on that one.
Sahara Williams bounces right back up with the offensive rebound and a deuce.
She just plays so hard, just competes, and you love seeing that. And young freshman loves the game of basketball. You can tell by the smile on her face that she plays the game.
14 points, 9 rebounds for Sahara Williams tonight. The Sooners will hold for the final shot of this third period. It'll come from Sahara Williams, just a little off the mark, but it's a 50-point Oklahoma lead. And Sahara Williams has been good from start to finish, Pooh.
Well,
it is Halloween, though I don't know that you earn any prizes other than a few hits on Instagram. As we hit the fourth quarter, Sooners comfortably up by 50. One of the big reasons, Lexi Keys, that is her 4th made 3 of the second half and her 6th of the night.
And she's shooting it with so much confidence right now to go along with 3 steals and just playing a total game. Sooners switching 1 through 5 right now on those ball screens.
Nice rim run there by Forna, but came up empty.
And again, it's something to speak on. Lexi Keys handling the point guard position right now. Just, what is that, the 4th or 5th Sooner that's done that so far tonight.
Really got Verhulst, you got Tot, you got Keys, and then Raina Scott also has handled it, so you're right.
I mean, they can come at you in waves, and they really do. And as we keep saying, that is the sign of a Coach Jenny Baranchek team.
Really have a positionless look almost, and the flexibility that a coach has.
Again, I keep talking. I mentioned that in the first half, that buffet, but I'm telling you, this isn't Golden Corral either, Chad. This is this is the Cosmo. You're talking about that type of buffet. You got some good players to choose from.
It's the second time Lexi Keys has stolen the inbound pass. She gets an offensive rebound and a 3-point play, potentially, the old-fashioned way.
Hey, you know what? She missed the first one. Kind of 2 West Texas A&M players bump. Next thing you know, Lexi picks up the loose change and tries to get all those 3s she's made today. She's trying to get one the old-fashioned way right here.
Lexi Keys. Second time that's happened. That's just padding the stats, right? And she converts the old-fashioned 3-point play.
So Moses Malone. Throw it up, get it again. Get you an offensive rebound. Trying to ice that. There they are icing. Now they're going to switch it.
Alvarez in and out on that 3. Verhulst pulls down another rebound. That's her 7th.
Impressive play, too, by Lexi being at the midline, closing on the flight of the pass and contesting that shot in the corner. Just a simple play like that, but things you notice as you watch the game, Chad.
Oh, miscommunication there, Verhulst and Van. That's the Sooners substitute. We'll see Kayla Cooper for the first time tonight, the Plano East High School sophomore. And the return of the freshman Landry Allen from Tuttle High School.
Just keep them coming in waves.
92-34 Sooners.
A little miscommunication. They were supposed to switch that. Landry Allen and Lexi Keys had a miscommunication and ends up getting an open shot, and Sooners dodged a bullet on that one.
Sahara Williams, the post up and fouled. Just backed her way down and drew that foul on Forna.
So strong. She plays the game just, I wanted to say on Saturday, kind of some shades of Maddie Williams, who obviously was one of the best Sooners to ever put a jersey on, and you hate to put that pressure on a freshman, but at the same time, you see similarities and even stronger, though. I mean, she has a high ceiling, let's just say that.
Yeah, Jenny Baranczyk said we kind of, for right now, will go as Sahara Williams goes, and that's a lot to put on a freshman, but that's the way she wants it.
And you know what? You can tell by the juice that Sahara plays with that she wants that, and she wants to take that challenge, and you can tell by the bounce she comes in this arena with every day that she's okay with that.
They run Kane off the three-point line, and she hits the two.
It's a nice shot fake right there by Kane. Kane's a good player. Had 7 starts last year as a freshman. Coach is expecting big things from her.
Hand in the face of Keys. Missed that one. Williams rebounds and scores it again. And Sahara Williams a double-double of 20 points and 11 rebounds.
And just playing hard. That's one of the keys to the game. That's one of the things that Coach Baranczyk talked about. She wanted them to compete and play hard for 40 minutes, and Sahara Williams got the message.
Watson-Bacher had it blocked. Verhulst on the move again.
Head up, head and eyes are up. Look at him, 0.5. Ball's moving.
Sooners gambling a little bit with some passes they might not have made earlier in the night.
I think you're right, Chad. Matter of fact, you are right, Chad.
That'll be a foul on Allen, sending Kane to the free throw line.
And as hard as it is, because it's human nature, but it still drives coaches nuts because it's just human nature. You don't want to look up and say, oh, we're up 60. You want to keep playing each possession, play it out. And for the most part, Oklahoma has done that. But like you said, that might be one of those where you're gambling a little bit right now.
So more substitutes. Kennedy Tucker returns. As we said, Kayla Cooper's in there. Nevaeh Tot also back in. This is Kyla Kane, as you said, made 7 starts a season ago, averaged 6 points. She's out of Wellington, Texas, Wellington High School.
Well, Chad, this is the thing. You look out here at the Sooners. Sooners can't empty their bench. You know why? They all play anyway.
Yeah.
So, I mean, whoever's in the game has, for the most part, been in the game all night because they've been coming in and out.
Nevaeh Tot in rhythm. Rinses the 3, the 10th of the night for the Sooners.
37% three-point shooter last year. Shot almost 4 per game, 4 attempts per game. And she's showing you that she's more than just a passer.
Cooper gets a hand on that pass. Picked up by Forna. 5 to shoot now as Alvarez goes off the Forna screen. And a good defensive set for the Sooners that time.
Very solid defense by the Sooners. A jump shot overhand at the end of the shot clock. That's what you want as a coach. And, you don't play the score. You just play every possession. And great job by OU doing that.
6:15 to play. Going to see Beatrice Culleton return to the Oklahoma lineup in just a moment. 3 Sooners in double figures. Keys, Williams, and Tot so far.
I like how you said so far, Chad, because we got 6:05, and the way they score, just be on the lookout.
Yeah, could have 3 or 4 more join double figures. Verhulst is out. As Culleton returns. Now you got Allen and Culleton. And there they are. High, low dump down. Culleton back up with it and in.
She is really good around that paint, and that's where she does her work. And you talked about the Twin Towers and 2 very versatile post players for the Sooners that playing off of one another right there.
As Culleton continued to get better last year toward the latter stages of the season, really was mentored a lot by Liz Scott. And Liz Scott not playing tonight. She's over there on the Sooner bench. Shot clock is at 5. An injured Lady Buff is Kyla Kane. They're going to blow things to a halt. Check on Kane.
Yeah,
keep her safe.
I think she's okay, but she did have a hard spill right there.
Lady Buffs came in last night. They're going to head back out tonight after the game.
Short ride back to Canyon, Texas.
Yeah.
I've been through Canyon a few times in my years of living in Lubbock, Texas. I made a few runs just outside of Amarillo.
Make that journey south out of Amarillo and you'll hit Canyon.
Chad, listen to you. Hey, yeah, you've been out and about.
Made that trip a couple of times myself.
Canyon, Texas. Hey. Actually, you know, it's a beautiful campus, and they have a arena that's, I mean, one of the nicest in all of Division II basketball. Very impressive campus. And, hey, Mo Cheeks and a friend of mine, William Childs, who was teammates with Anthony Bowie at East Central High School, is a West Texas, actually state legend. So now it's West Texas A&M.
Anthony Bowie played a few games here inside the Lloyd Noble Center back in the day.
His old high school teammate, William Childs, was a heck of a player at West Texas. Anthony Bowie hit a few buckets in this building, didn't he?
Did. We see Burgess back in. And Ringenberg, I'm not sure.
I was going to ask you, who was that guy?
Got me.
He might be knocking at my door a little later, getting some trick-or-treat candy. What do you think?
I think you better check the peephole. Culleton drills the free throws.
Smooth stroke right there. 74% last year as a freshman. And, man, that was a nice looking. I don't barely hit the rim on both.
Alex Stadler here.
West Texas tried a little bit of that hammer action. Baseline drive. You had a flare screen to the corner, and Sooners did a good job sniffing that out.
Alvarez still working hard. Ringenberg tried to go back up with it. And Cooper comes away for the Sooners.
Been impressed with Alvarez, though. I like her. You can tell, like you said, that UTEP transfer has played at a higher level and really competing tonight.
Here is Stadler and Machenbacher, as you said, Sooners have defended her very well. First team All-Lone Star Conference last year, but only 1 point tonight.
Sooners have been defensively. OU has been very, very solid all night long, like you said. A couple of breakdowns, but for the most part, man, they've been good.
Culleton can't finish off a good find there from Raina Scott. 7-0 run for the Sooners as we dip under 4 minutes remaining in this lone exhibition contest. Sooners will tip it off for real against Wichita State here at the Lloyd Noble Center on November the 6th.
Really working at high-low, aren't they?
Allen's turnaround is good.
Now I see exactly what Coach Moranchek is talking about. You can just see her getting better. When I say her, Landry Allen, she's just that turnaround jump shot. That's the second one she's made tonight, and she just looks like she's getting more and more confident by the day.
She has 11 rebounds now with that one.
She looks more confident than she did Saturday when I saw her. I mean, Coach said she's grown so much, and I see exactly what she's talking about.
She's pushed for a starting role here in the last month as Landry Allen.
Sooners really working this high post, kind of a high-low look. They're back screening from one another. The two post players give and go right there by Tucker.
And Raina Scott finds Kennedy Tucker. 11 different Sooners have scored tonight. 7 Sooners have at least 2 assists.
Just sharing the ball. They're going to have 30 before the end of the night, Chad. Very impressive display by the Sooners of sharing this basketball.
Stadler misfires out of the corner. Ooh, this game's going fast. You're going to make it home to hand out some Halloween candy at this pace.
Trick or treat. We have a lot of treats and not a lot of tricks going on by the Sooners.
Do not.
A lot of treats. I think you're right, too. I'm going to relieve my wife, Chad.
Final timeout of the night finds the Sooners up 107. November the 6th here at the Lloyd Noble Center, part of a day-night doubleheader with the Sooner men as Kirsten Johnson wiggles free inside, takes the dump down. Pooh, you mentioned it. They have really worked hard on that high-low or post-entry action all period long.
They have, and, I mean, you have skilled players, and the player low is actually doing a great job of using their body, and the the high post player is doing a great job of delivering that pass, and that time Culleton hit Johnson and saw what we had.
That one bounds out off of Machenbacher, who took a shot to the eye, it looks like. West Texas A&M, they will start the season in kind of difficult competition. They play in the South Central Regional Challenge, and they've also got the D2CCA Tip-Off Classic, where they'll play Adams State and Azusa Pacific, a couple of very good clubs.
Yeah, Coach Brock was saying that'll be a great test for them. I think that those games are going to be held in Lubbock, Texas, and he's looking forward to it. Feels confident that he's got a really good team, and I think he's right.
Made the Elite Eight 2 seasons ago, and back to the NCAA Division II National Tournament last year. Approaching a minute left in the night. Sooners comfortably on top, 109-38. Great defense all night long like that from Aubrey Jones, who cashes in on the other end.
We're used to seeing Aubrey behind the three-point stripe, but that time turned a little defense into offense and got out and finished in transition.
It's 19 steals for the Sooners in this game.
Chad, I mean, their defense, they're holding West Texas A&M to about 20% from the field, and just been a great effort all night long by the Sooners.
This one drops into the lap of Lane and Scott. Just a couple of more possessions here. Sooners led 27-9 at the end of the first period. They posted 62 points in the first half and have continued to sprint away. And there's Raina Scott with what might be the finishing touches.
Great pass by Kirsten Johnson, I do believe, and give and go, and Raina getting to that right hand and put a little English on that thing.
Sooners have scored the last 17 points, and they can run out the rest of this one. Exhibition action tonight for the Sooners, and they had it in high gear from Jump Street. Oklahoma wins 113-38 over the Lady Buffs of West Texas A&M.
Music by Niju Network.
चल के बाद बंदे के
ए भोला स्वामी पीसे भमिया तोहार सिर्फ संडे के बुझो जी अब करे हमारे इंतजार पीसन संडे के सुन
सिनी जुनीरो मलक देवी के बाटे फल आइल बाटे तो मन